We look up at the cosmos and see wonders, a breathtaking tapestry of stars and galaxies stretching out into infinity. It sparks our curiosity and ignites a sense of awe. But some of the greatest mysteries are not light years away, but right here on Earth, hidden in plain sight, waiting to be uncovered. They are etched into the very fabric of our planet, like the Great Wall of China, a colossal structure that dominates the landscape. It's a symbol of human effort, a testament to our ambition and perseverance. Generations of laborers poured their sweat and blood into its construction. Stretching across the landscape for thousands of miles, it snakes its way through mountains, deserts and plains, a seemingly endless ribbon of stone and earth. But much of what we believe about the wall is myth, a collection of stories and legends that have grown over time, obscuring the true history. Simplified and romanticized over centuries, the wall has become a cultural icon, its image often divorced from the complex reality of its construction and purpose. The truth is far more complex, a tapestry woven with threads of political intrigue, military strategy, and human suffering. The wall isn't a single structure, conceived and built in one grand sweep, but a collection of walls, forts, and towers, a patchwork of fortifications built over centuries by different dynasties, built by many people for many reasons over a long time, each section reflecting the unique needs and resources of its era. The story we know is just the beginning, a superficial understanding of a monument that holds countless secrets. Pull at the thread of the wall's history and you'll find a story far more nuanced and fascinating than the simple narrative we've been told. And the simple picture unravels, revealing a complex web of motivations, compromises, and unintended consequences. Sometimes it was a road, facilitating trade and communication across vast distances. Sometimes a line of signal towers, relaying messages across the land with smoke and fire. Sometimes just a hope for security, a desperate attempt to keep out invaders and protect the empire. The real story is about the idea of a border, a concept that has shaped human history for millennia, and the endless human struggle to define and defend it, a struggle that continues to this day in different forms around the world. Join me as we journey along this earthly dragon of stone and earth, a symbol of both human ambition and the enduring power of borders. We'll travel back in time, peeling back the layers of history to reveal the stories behind the stones, meeting emperors, soldiers, and the forgotten laborers who built the wall, the countless individuals whose lives were intertwined with this monumental project. We'll separate fact from fiction, carefully examining the evidence to uncover the truth about the wall's history. Myth from reality, distinguishing between the romanticized legends and the often harsh realities of the past. Why was it really built? What were the true motivations behind this massive undertaking? Who did the building? What were the lives of the men and women who toiled to create this iconic structure? What does this ancient structure reveal about us? What does it tell us about our ambitions, our fears, and our capacity for both great achievement and great suffering? The answers are more surprising and more profound than any myth, challenging our assumptions and forcing us to reconsider our understanding of history. Let's begin our exploration of the Great Wall, a journey into the heart of history and the enduring mysteries of human civilization. When you picture the Great Wall, that iconic symbol of China, what comes to mind? Is it a singular, imposing structure snaking its way across the landscape? Perhaps you envision a continuous barrier, a testament to ancient engineering and unwavering defense. Do you see a single, unbroken line of stone stretching as far as the eye can see, an impenetrable defense against invaders? This is the image that has been so carefully cultivated and presented to the world. That's the image we see in movies, splashed across postcards and shared widely on social media. A powerful and romanticized vision of a unified, continuous wall. It's the picture-perfect scene that draws millions of tourists each year. But like many widely held beliefs, it's largely a fantasy. The reality is far more complex and fascinating. The wall is actually a network, a sprawling, interconnected system of fortifications. It's not just one wall, but many. Walls, trenches, intricate systems of defense designed to deter and delay any potential threat. Fortresses and watchtowers strategically positioned to provide early warning and command strategic vantage points. These were the eyes and ears of the empire, built not in a single burst of construction but over nearly 2,000 years across multiple dynasties and empires. Each era left its mark on the landscape. Some sections are crafted from meticulously laid stone and brick, testaments to advanced engineering. Others are simply packed earth, utilizing the readily available resources of the land, or even just ditches, relying on natural barriers and simple earthworks for defense. Many sections don't connect. There are significant gaps and breaks in the line. They were built in different places at different times, reflecting the shifting priorities and capabilities of each era, for different threats, each requiring a unique defensive strategy and architectural approach. The wall adapted to the specific challenges of its time. The idea of a single unified wall stretching seamlessly across the country is a modern invention, a simplification of a much more complex reality. Imagine building a fence, not just around your backyard, but across an entire continent, a task of unimaginable scale and complexity. You'd build a piece here where the terrain is most vulnerable and another there where resources are readily available. And centuries later, someone else would add more, adapting the existing structure to meet new threats and changing circumstances. It's a story of continuous adaptation and evolution. The Qin dynasty, for example, connected some early walls, laying the foundation for what would eventually become the Great Wall. But the iconic stone sections near Beijing, the ones that grace countless photographs and travel brochures, were built by the Ming dynasty, over 1,500 years later, representing a significant period of expansion and fortification. So, when we talk about the Great Wall and marvel at its grandeur and scale, we're really talking about many walls, a complex and interconnected network of fortifications. Some parallel, running alongside each other, some far apart, separated by vast distances, and some lost to time, swallowed by the earth or reclaimed by nature. Understanding this nuanced reality is the first step towards truly appreciating to seeing the wall for what it truly is, a testament to human ingenuity, perseverance, and the ever-changing dynamics of power and defense. A long, evolving historical process, a living monument to the ebb and flow of Chinese history. There's a persistent myth, a captivating idea that has floated around for decades. The Great Wall of China is the only human-made object visible from the moon. It's a testament to the wall's grandeur and the human desire to leave a mark on the world, visible even from another celestial body. It's a romantic idea, a symbol of human achievement stretching across the landscape, so grand it can be seen from space. But, alas, it's not true. The reality, as often is the case, is a bit more nuanced. The wall, while impressively long, is only about 9 meters wide in most places. That's roughly the width of a 2-lane road. And consider this, the moon is nearly 400,000 kilometers away from Earth. That's a staggering distance, further than the circumference of the Earth multiplied by 10. Seeing the wall from the moon under those conditions would be like spotting a single human hair from 2 miles away. An exercise in futility, essentially impossible given the limitations of human vision and the scale of the cosmos. Astronauts confirm firsthand, having gazed upon our planet from that distant vantage point. From the moon, what you primarily see are the grand features of our planet, the swirling patterns of clouds, the vast expanse of oceans, and the broad shapes of continents. The wall simply blends into the background. The myth, however, began long before the dawn of space travel, fueled by imagination and a desire to believe in the extraordinary. It was popularized by Robert Ripley, of Ripley's Believe It or Not fame in the 1930s, solidifying its place in popular culture. The wall's immense length is undeniable, snaking across thousands of kilometers. But even with that impressive length, it's also remarkably thin when viewed from a distance. Even from low Earth orbit, where satellites circle our planet, it's surprisingly hard to spot with the naked eye. Other structures, like the sprawling lights of cities at night or the geometric patterns of large airports, are much easier to distinguish from space. The wall's enduring fame and significance come not from its theoretical visibility from space, a feat it simply cannot achieve. Instead, its power lies in its incredible scale and the sheer human effort required to build it, experienced fully on the ground. It's an earthbound wonder, a testament to human ingenuity and perseverance, best appreciated with your feet firmly planted on the ground. And that tangible, awe-inspiring experience is more than enough to secure its place as one of the world's greatest landmarks. The wall's story is often tied to Qin Shi Huang, China's first emperor. He did order the connection of existing walls around 221 BC, using soldiers, peasants, and convicts under brutal conditions. But the wall was not the work of one man. It was built by millions over centuries. After the Qin, the Han dynasty extended and repaired the wall, pushing it west to protect the Silk Road. They developed watchtowers that used smoke and fire signals to send messages across vast distances. Each dynasty faced its own threats and added to the wall. The famous stone sections near Beijing, those are Ming dynasty creations built to defend against renewed threats from the north. The wall is the legacy of many dynasties, each leaving its mark on this ever-changing monument. We call it a wall, so we assume it was built only for defense, but the wall was more than a barrier. It was a filter, a highway, and a tool of control. Gates and forts acted as customs checkpoints, managing trade and migration. The wall allowed dynasties to tax goods and control who entered or left China. Its top served as a vital transportation route for soldiers and supplies. It was a military communication network as much as a physical barrier. The wall was also a psychological statement, a symbol of the emperor's power and the edge of the known world. Its purpose was complex: to defend, regulate, transport, and intimidate. How long is the Great Wall? The answer is surprisingly complex. For years, people cited 6,000 kilometers, mostly referring to Ming Dynasty sections. But a 2012 survey using modern technology found the wall's total length, including all branches and disconnected pieces, is over 21,000 kilometers. That's more than half the Earth's circumference. Most of this network isn't the postcard-perfect stone wall, but crumbling earthworks and forgotten forts. The true wall is a ghostly echo of a monumental past, stretching across time and space. The Great Wall was built with human lives as much as stone and earth. Millions of soldiers, peasants, and convicts labored under brutal conditions. Many died from starvation, disease, and accidents. Legends like that of Meng Jiangnu, who wept for her husband lost to the wall, capture the suffering behind its construction. Soldiers stationed on the wall faced isolation and hardship, far from their families. Archaeologists have found letters from these soldiers, speaking of loneliness and longing. The wall's invisible foundation is the sacrifice of ordinary people. When we see the wall today, we must remember the cost, sweat, tears, and bone. The Great Wall no longer serves a military purpose, but its role has transformed. Today, it's a powerful symbol of China's history, endurance, and unity. For many, visiting the wall is a rite of passage, a connection to the nation's spirit. But only a small portion is well preserved. Much is in ruins, threatened by erosion and human activity. China faces a challenge: how to protect this fragile monument for future generations. The wall's meaning continues to evolve. Some see it as a symbol of isolation, others as a testament to collective achievement. Its transformation from military barrier to cultural icon shows how monuments reflect the values of each era. We've seen the wall is not one structure but many, built by millions for many reasons. It wasn't just for defense but for control, trade, and communication. The real story is more complex and more interesting than the myths. Great projects are the result of collective effort, not just a few great leaders. The wall teaches us about the cost of security and the limits of physical barriers. Understanding its true history gives us perspective on borders and walls today. The Great Wall is a record of human civilization, ambition, fear, ingenuity, and suffering, written across a vast landscape. By seeking the truth, we make the wall even more impressive, a profoundly human achievement and a story worth knowing.